I'm flexing, yeah, cause I just checked my bank account and I'm good. I'm flexing, yeah, cause my singles going off in my hood. I'm flexing, yeah, everywhere I go, you know it's all love. I'm flexing.
It's fucking bullshit.
Man, let's check this shit out. This is the DisneyWorld RICO. Let's check it.
Orlando, you think about Disney. Even though we ain't never been to Disney and shit ain't sweet, but people think about Disney when they talk about Florida.
When we think of Orlando, we think of Disney World, we think of Orlando Magic.
Why everybody get that concept of Disney and all that? I don't know. I guess that's just how they see it from the outside.
Well, the FBI typically doesn't telegraph our moves. What I can tell you is that these two gangs, the 438 gang and the Army gang, have got our attention now.
The other 5 already in custody are responsible for nearly $2 million in stolen property, 59 stolen vehicles, and 19 stolen firearms.
The prominent people at the top, just between those 8 people, they're responsible for 230 felony charges. Jaquavius Smith, better known as Glock 9, just him himself has been arrested for 52 felonies.
Hi, what is up everybody? It's been far too long. The last episode was in Florida, and for this video, we gotta return there once more. This time to Disney World's Orlando, where folks witnessed one of the largest RICO cases in state history, Operation X, take 34 people down from 2 separate crews. To show you what this looks like, the entire Bobby Shmurda and GS9 indictment was 63 pages. This RICO case in Florida is 700 pages long, with the Fed stalking people like
700 pages long? Fucking hell, man. Yo, like, that's a crazy RICO case, because, like, how many people they fucking arrested, you know?
Video, we gotta return there once more. This time to Disney World's Orlando, where folks witnessed one of the largest RICO cases in state history.
But in Disney
Operation
World,
X,
though?
take
How'd that
34
happen?
people down from 2 separate crews. To show you what this looks
crazy.
like, the entire Bobby Shmurda and GS9 indictment was 63 pages. This RICO case in Florida is 700 pages long, with the Fed stalking people at concerts and putting informants in place to make controlled phone calls. One side, AFNF, or the Army Gang, is led by the popular rapper Glock 9. The face of the other side, 438, is well-known rapper Hot Boy. Both of them were good friends coming up in the industry together till it all went left, escalating into this year-long war that came crashing down quick, with folks hanging out the windows of cars, wielding AK-47s in broad daylight, hitting daycares and memorials. The city's—
Yo, what's good, Vanish? What's good, bro? How is this so unheard of? Yo, what's good, bro? Bro, this is crazy. This is mad. Like, I love watching these streams, bro. These streams are so entertaining, bro. Trust me, G. Trust me. Like, it's so interesting to hear this shit.
Both of them were good friends coming up in the industry together till it all went left, escalating into this year-long war that came crashing down quick, with folks hanging out the windows of cars, wielding AK-47s in broad daylight, hitting daycares and memorials. The city saw 30 back-to-back shootings in 6 months, and it forced Orlando to bring in the FBI.
In 6 months? Jesus Christ, bro.
It all went left, escalating into this year-long war that came crashing down quick, with folks hanging out the windows of cars, wielding AK-47s in broad daylight, hitting daycares and memorials. The city saw 30 back-to-back shootings in 6 months, and it forced Orlando to bring in the FBI, or Metropolitan Bureau of Investigations, basically Florida's version of the FBI, who built this whole case using wiretaps, Instagram, and evidence they found on people's phones. Sometimes thousands of photos and videos.
I love how they use Instagram as evidence. Yo, don't post shit online, man. You just get yourself in trouble like that.
Of investigations. Basically, Florida's version of the FBI, who built this whole case using wiretaps, Instagram, and evidence they found on people's phones. Sometimes thousands of photos and videos that map out drug routes from Orlando to California, with folks taking trips back and forth, smuggling hundreds of thousands of dollars in suitcases, flying girls out separate to bring the product home, where they launder the profits through cars, guns, and show dogs.
Yeah, bro, exactly, legit. People people be snitching on themselves with their Instagram and stuff, bro. What?
The gram and evidence they found on people's phones. Sometimes thousands of photos and videos that map out drug routes from Orlando to California, with folks taking trips back and forth, smuggling hundreds of thousands of dollars in suitcases, flying girls out separate to bring the product home, where they launder the profits through cars, guns, and show dogs. Glock 9, who signed a $2 million deal with Young Money and Birdman when he was only 18, now faces 52 charges, including frauding the government out of $10,000 through a series of PPP loan scams that got intercepted when he tried showing it off to his friends on Instagram. And when the news dropped of a pending RICO charge, his once friend turned rival, Hot Boy, decided to go on the run, and then turned himself in. But then went on the run again after they revoked his bond.
One gang member on the Blinders last month is now in jail.
Why are you tripping? I'm not the other head.
Now we're getting into all this, but first, check out my song of the day. This is a new one from my guy Millie's. Let's go.
Hold up, bro.
America.
I wanna
home of
hear
Walt
this.
Disney
I
Entertainment
wanna understand.
with 70 million visitors coming in and out each year. Orlando, Florida. But there's a part of the city they don't show. The infamous ghettos of West Orlando. Backcountry roads, dry industrial land with scattered housing complexes and homes. It may not look like much, but it got so bad in the 80s and 90s, they gave it the nickname Warlando.
It's a war going on in Orlando, and I'm not saying like a big war, it's just a war amongst ourselves and all this killings.
But 3 artists from there were making a way out. Glock 9, Hot Boy, and Pootie, each from a different neighborhood with a unique Florida sound. And where most cities have problems when 3 artists are coming up, these 3 were helping each other, sharing blog connections on WorldStar and Say Cheese TV, making songs together.
We always like tied in, bro. Like we was like brothers. We sleep with these jits, like every day be around these same jits.
It's crazy, bro. Like how, like they can be homies, you know, and then out of nowhere, like this is the way it turns out. Like they end up turning on each other and shit like that. To me, that's crazy, bro. Like as like a person that like listens to so much hip hop and shit like that, but like as a person that like trusts so many people around me, it's like, bro, you never know, man. The closest people to you might turn on you.
I don't know, shit went left. Yeah, that shit went left.
The first to really blow up was Glock 9, with his massive song called 10%, hitting 35 million views the summer of 2018. He had such a raw talent and energy that 2 months later, Birdman and Young Money would sign him to a $2 million deal. It inspired his friends Hot Boy and Pootie to take music more serious. But Glock 9 was unpredictable. He was wild. You tell him there's rules, he was breaking them.
You have been in jail more than 10 times?
Yeah.
You're 18 right now?
Yeah.
You've been in jail 12 times?
Yeah.
Arrested for everything from possession of
Bro,
burglary.
you see him, bro? Look how, like, he's proud of that shit. Like, yeah, bro, I've been arrested. Yeah.
He was breaking
crazy.
You have been in jail more than 10 times?
Yeah.
You're 18 right now?
Yeah.
You've been in jail 12 times?
Yeah.
Arrested for everything from possession of burglary tools to guns, he went from stealing cars in GTA at 11 to snatching real cars at 13. And after signing this $2 million deal with Birdman, Glock 9 was getting picked up twice a year and beating every case thanks to Young Money's private lawyers. He even bragged through text messages about being out on 4 separate bonds at once thanks to his defense attorney.
My family, like, all they know, I get in trouble. I'm a hothead. I'm gonna crash. They don't understand me. They don't get what I was doing it for.
2018, the year he blew up, his friend Hot Boy was serving 2 extra years in a Florida detention center for wrecking the place. But one day they gave him a 24-hour pass to go home, and he went straight to the studio to record music with Glock 9 and Pootie, creating this song Hooligan, which would have been a massive record, except they would never release it. Glock 9 was burning bridges left and right. He had a falling out with Say Cheese TV, one of the largest bloggers and platforms to exist, who was promoting him.
Pussy. You got more money than me. Pussy. You ain't gonna last long no ways, nigga. That's why your own nigga switching up on you, cause that money getting to your head. You haven't made it yet, bro.
By the time Hot Boy got out of juvie,
damn, bro, imagine someone that's like putting you on saying that, bro. Like, you ain't shit. Like, oh, you ain't even made it yet. Yeah, you're making money, but you ain't make it yet.
Glock 9 was burning bridges left and right. He had a falling out with Say Cheese TV, one of the largest bloggers and platforms to exist, who was promoting him.
Pussy. You got more money than me. Pussy. You ain't gonna last long no ways, nigga. That's why your own nigga switching up on you, cause that money getting to your head. You haven't made it yet, bro.
That's crazy.
By the time Hot Boy got out of juvie, On the outside, Glock 9 and Pootie started going at each other, leaving Hot Boy caught in the middle.
Why is there no Hot Boy Glock 9 records, no Pootie Hot Boy records?
Shit just went up. Shit went up.
You being cool with both of them, do you think you could kind of squash that beef?
I tried.
You tried before?
Yeah, I already tried.
Yeah.
I love how they ask people those questions, bro, like in interviews. Like, motherfucker, you don't think I've tried? Like, you don't think that we've tried to squash this shit? You think it just became beef straight away? Like, ah, man. You know, like, some people be stupid, bro. They don't listen. I'm just saying.
But with the release of these RICO papers, the feds paint a picture of a bunch of crews competing to further their own interests. It wasn't just music they were into. It was all sorts of money schemes in the criminal underworld they had hands in. Glock 9 had his own clan, All Friends No Family, or AF&F, who mainly stay in the Mercy Drive area of West Orlando, which they say was built on a cemetery. It has mandated 24/7 police patrols, and AF&F was organizing like a war was about to happen. Texting each other gang structures and rules. They had a system where a female associate would legally purchase guns for everybody in the crew who was a convicted felon. And when a Kentucky rapper named 2K Baby came to visit Orlando, AF&F robbed him of his jewelry, taking the grills from his mouth, his money, then went on Instagram Live at the Mercy Drive apartments, challenging his folks to come get it back.
This the only way you gonna come in, the only way you gonna pull out. What you gonna do?
Let me see where you at. You already putting
The bridge, the same place this shit happened at. 14 Mercy Drive.
Exactly.
Hey, my homeboy say.
Yo, that's crazy. They give you the location. Like, yo, we are here. Come meet us. Let's get this shit done. We robbed you where, like, you know where we are. We robbed you, cunt. You come back and get it. Yeah, exactly, bro. Get fucked. Oh my god, bro. It's crazy. Bro, but what's crazy is that, like, from, like, I'm seeing it from, like, the cops' point of view, right? Why would they go and get one when they can get all of them in like, a sweep? You know, like, in a clean sweep.
You want to chain back,
How much y'all will spend for it?
By October of 2019, the tension with the various crews was rising. Pootie dropped this song, Address It, a freestyle where he was dissing Glock 9, saying they both bleed the same, and that it was war.
Question, should I react to this song? Yo, you know what? Fuck it. What's it called? Address It. Let's check it out. Who was it again? Not Glock 9.
And right around then, the Orlando Glock 9 saying,
Oh. Let's listen to this shit. Yeah, bro. 100. Let's go. Let's listen to it.
48 hurt.
Alright, let's listen to this track. Let's listen to this track, bro. But I did this for the other beef as well. But yeah, let's get it.
If Drew didn't film it, then it ain't filmed right.
All right, hey kids, check it out. I think this will be a nice neighborhood. We got a park.
Orlando.
I don't like it. They're all one stories. The neighbors seem nice.
48 hurt.
These niggas got it. Bitch, I got it out the muscle. You wanna fight on tussle? I'm talking about.
Oh wow, I've heard this song. Hey.
I see the pussy boy ain't learned his lesson. Ain't no location, but I'm gonna dress it. Cause how I feel it's time to go to steppin'. Like go to state this for that holy Stephen. This shit here gon' get messy. You rappers be so lame, but they won't fame from the media. Put it out my name, go check me out, Wikipedia. No LOLs explain itself a lot, I defeated you. I got it off the muscle, who the fuck said I needed you? I made a name for myself, pussy boy, I don't need you. You breathe how I breathe, and you bleed how I bleed too. I roll up like a Dutcher,
That is such a cold bar. You bleed how I breathe, you breathe how I breathe too. Like, yo, you're human, bro. Like, you're human. You're not indestructible. You can die.
I made a a name for myself. Pussy boy, I don't need you. You breathe how I breathe, and you bleed how I bleed too. I roll up like a Dutch, and we gon' smoke just like we do. Eastside shade skin, no python, but I squeeze too. I say them niggas do their thing, but they don't do it like we do. No ratatouille, we got the recipe to get cheese too. Like how the fuck you supposed to lead the streets when they feed you? You gon' feel how you feel, but don't let that mislead you. In the street, my nigga.
How the fuck are you supposed to leave the streets when they're the ones that feed you? Fuck.
When they feed you, you gon' feel how you feel, but don't let that mislead you. In the street, my nigga chopping trees, cause they so scared to leave. Kids staying all in my cup, cause I be sipping lean. He only told when he on monkeys, so make him pop a bean. Niggas always reaching for some clout, but that shit so green. I'ma make sure that they hit me through these headphones. You niggas speaking on each other, dog, y'all dead wrong. But let a nigga speak on more than his head.
Ooh, that's a nice bar. He's like, yo, you are talking on, you are like talking down on each other. You are like talking each other down. That's dead wrong.
Speaking on each other, dog, y'all dead wrong. But let a nigga speak on more than his head gone. I'ma set his ass up with my little red bone. My little bitch in Jacksonville scoping our air home. Sticks and stones when we slide, breaking air bone. Make these niggas multiply, cause his man gone. My nigga told me fuck that bitch and bring the bread home. Hey look, man. However you niggas ain't got no rap. Nigga wanna take it, nigga. We no rap for none of you niggas. It don't matter. However y'all wanna do it, nigga. Social media ass niggas, anything, nigga. Fuck niggas ain't living like that. Start letting no shit. Y'all know how I'm coming, nigga. Like, oh, got me fucked up. I'ma go back get
Yeah, neither. I'm the same. It ain't my style, but you can't. But it's fucking hard, eh?
Talk that shit. Fuck nigga. Can't smell me. Nigga. None on any kind of social media, nigga. Straight up, nigga. Wherever I see at it, it's gonna be that, nigga.
That's interesting though, bro. Like he just called them out, like with no hesitation, you know. Yeah, I was saying this turned into a challenge. I swear this turned into like a fucking TikTok challenge or something. Yeah, see how the fuck did this song turn into a challenge? I want to see what does he say. I don't know. That challenge was lit though. I love that. Oh my god.
They both bleed the same and that it was war. And right around then, the Orlando police began putting in surveillance early.
Yeah,
they knew shit was starting to boil over. Equally, the crews knew they were being watched. They even set up counter surveillance to watch the feds watching them, posting videos to Instagram with middle finger emojis pointed at hidden squad cars in the bushes. And by the time 2020 rolled around, there were agents watching Hot Boy at all his concerts, with officers stalking Instagram feeds as well because they couldn't believe the money people were pulling in. Hot Boy.
Bro, they fucking snitch on themselves, bro. It's crazy how they snitch on themselves. But yo, that's wild. That's wild.
Of course, had a real rap career, making legitimate music money, but the feds were watching him make plays on his cell phone, texting people for t-shirts, which was a code word for 100 pounds of coke that was to be broken up and resold.
Damn.
See, these wiretaps didn't only reveal what the rappers and crews were doing, they went all the way to the source of supply for the gangs in the city. Specifically, Hot Boy's 438 gang from the Silver Star, Pine Hills area of West Orlando. As the feds wiretapped the most prominent narco trafficker.
Yeah, you did Amber Dar. No, 2 people done took the girl off the plane and now she's getting questioned. They're asking me, do I know anything about the money that was in the suitcase? Stop playing.
In the city who's doing business with them. An Orlando kingpin who bi-weekly was smuggling bulk US currency to the tune of 200 grand in suitcases and using girls as mules to fly that product back from Cali and resell in Orlando.
God
the feds intercepted texts where they were telling each other to save these messages as a reminder, because they were about to be millionaires. But with the feds monitoring warehouses, dodging lookouts left and right, the beef between Glock 9's side and Pootie and Hot Boy was really about to escalate a few months later in April, at a house party where Glock 9's best friend would shoot Hot Boy's right-hand man, Wolf Luma, killing him. This was Pootie's good friend too. The event brought Hot Boy.
Okay. That makes sense. Hey, yo, what?
Accepted texts where they were telling each other to save these messages as a reminder, because they were about to be millionaires. But with the feds monitoring warehouses, dodging lookouts left and right, the beef between Glock 9's side and Pootie and Hot Boy was really about to escalate a few months later in April, at a house party where Glock 9's best friend would shoot Hot Boy's right-hand man, Wolf Luma, killing him. This was Pootie's good friend too. The event brought Hot Boy and Pootie much closer. 11 days after, they had a funeral for Wolf Luma, where Hot Boy filmed this iconic music video at the service with everybody dressed in all black. Later that same day, they all went back to Pootie's neighborhood to hold a vigil for their friend who was killed. But their rivals AFNF found out. Driving over to the memorial in a small, dark SUV, they began shooting into the crowd that was gathered, hitting Pootie and 3 others, killing a pro football prospect who had just signed with Louisville University. Investigators say this was retaliation just for Glock 9's friend getting arrested for the shooting of Wolf Luma. The very next month, 90,000 people tuned in for the live stream of the funeral for this 18-year-old football player who was killed. There was a chilling moment when the bishop quieted the whole room and said, "No suspect has been arrested yet, but folks are sitting here knowing who did it. This has to stop." See, Glock...
Oof, bro, this cunt has nerves, bro. Bro, that guy has nerves, bro. That dude's got balls. Yo, like, there's no suspect, but y'all know who did it? And y'all here at the funeral, like memorial, paying homage for him. Like, y'all know who did this shit.
For their friend who was killed.
Wow.
But their rivals AFNF found out. Driving over to the memorial in a small, dark SUV, they began shooting into the crowd that was gathered, hitting Pootie and 3 others, killing a pro football prospect who had just signed with Louisville University.
Damn, that's
Investigators say this was retaliation just for Glock 9's friend getting arrested for the shooting of Wolf Luma. The very next month, 90,000 people tuned in for the live stream of the funeral for this 18-year-old football player who was killed. There was a chilling moment when the bishop quieted the whole room and said, "No suspect has been arrested yet, but folks are sitting here knowing who did it. This has to stop." See, Glock 9 and others in AFNF had set up this network of unemployment scams across various states in the country with a database of names, addresses, and credit scores all saved on Glock 9's phone. He was using these scams to pay for the bonds of lower-ranking members that got jammed up. That way, they could fund this war for a long time, choosing to discuss business over FaceTime to prevent the feds from listening in. Both the 438 gang and AFNF had hierarchies and subsets. Both of them were competing as the feds watched 438 members boast through text message that they had enough money and guns to do what they wanted, and that made AFNF jealous. By the summer of 2020, the beef even spilled out of town into Jacksonville, Florida, with Glock 9 putting out this song on the 1st of July called Criminal Minds. And in it, he says his enemies were clicking up making teams. He was actually talking about the well-known rapper Foolio out of Jacksonville.
How you watch your mama get popped, you got shot in the ass, and you wrote a statement, all 3 of them things do not go together, where you tripping.
All because Foolio would take a photo with Pootie, and this made Glock 9 mad. So he started dissing Foolio's deceased friends, and it caused Foolio's enemies from Jacksonville like Queso to then click up with Glock 9, where there was even almost a massive brawl at a mall in Atlanta when Queso crossed paths with Pootie and things were seconds away from turning dangerous.
Oh, you can't stop all y'all. Y'all get to shoot at them cocky. Them cocky can't stop all.
Oh, shit! Oh, what are you talking about?
Yo ass, they running up on niggas' ass in the mall, boy.
But back in Orlando, the OPD was concerned there would be a string of shootings very soon, and they were right. 4 days into July, police arrived at a...
They're lucky that thing didn't get serious, bro. If you know about Queso, bro, Queso's a crazy motherfucker. Like, thank God Folio and fucking Young and Ace aren't part of this shit, bro. Cause that would be way deep. Those I reckon they have more they have more murders than this combined.
A house in West Orlando with reports of gunshots. They found Glock 9's car with dark tinted windows riddled in bullets, and him nowhere to be found. Listening in on phone calls, the feds learned of new strategies AFNF was using to avoid police when they were going on missions. They were riding around in rental vehicles with dark tints to see if they would get pulled over frequently in case they had to gun it in a high-speed chase. They were even going to put white boy stickers on vehicles so the police would think it was white people in the car and not try and stop them. 4 days after they found Glock 9's car abandoned with bullet holes in it, one of his friends, who went by the name Baby Joker, was driving around deep in 438 territory looking for rivals to tag. They pulled in at a place where one of Hot Boy's good friends stayed at, driving a gray Dodge Challenger, and began firing at folks. With people scattering all over the yard, Hot Boy's friend reacted quickly, running inside to grab his Draco, and came back, shooting at Baby Joker in the gray Dodge Challenger, which at this point was stranded in the middle of the road with the driver's hands all shot up, unable to get away. Baby Joker was dead.
So he died.
The craziest part, Hot Boy's friend, the guy they were aiming at, was someone they knew since they were kids. This particular shooting would get referenced in a lot of music, as 438 boasted about this failed hit attempt. In his song Left Lonely, Hot Boy tells Glock 9 directly, "Your little stepper ran down and he died." Hot Boy was blowing up and doing songs with Lil Baby. He even signed to 100K Management, the same guys who managed King Von and YNW Melly. And there were other artists from the Silver Star 438 region, like Cudham Reese, who was getting quite popular, getting song placements in Madden 2K games. He was even one of the rare artists who was able to get Chief Keef to do a music video with him. The feds had theories. Glock 9 was jealous. Reese's career was taking off. One day, Glock 9 blasted over to Reese's house with rifles and pistols in the car, leaving it riddled with bullets. Witnesses told detectives Glock 9 was trying to eliminate the competition. And the very next day, Reese would retaliate back, going with 5 other 438 members to Glock's aunt's house, where he was sleeping at. And they left her house riddled in bullets as well.
Bro.
This particular...
Bro, that's crazy, man. Like, how they just attack each other like that. And it's crazy because, like, they all live near each other, you know? They find out where you stay. Like, it's so easy to find out where people stay. And, bruh, and not only that, like, like, majority of them grew up together. So, like, they know, oh, yeah, that's his aunt's house, you know? It's like, yo, like, this is where he lives. Like, this is where his mom stays at. This is where his family is. Like, you know, oh, I know his cousin that lives, like, down the street. It's like that. It's crazy, bro. Damn. Just damn, bro. Like, fuck that. I could never. Honestly, I could never do this shit.
Particular feud was crazy, as the police counted 5 different attempts where Glock 9 tried to take Reese's life in a matter of months, including a time where Reese was filming a music video in his purple Hellcat and was being followed by AFNF members who pulled up next to him in traffic and started shooting. Reese shot back and managed to escape, but then crashed into an oncoming vehicle and had to abandon the purple Hellcat with busted up legs. With all this death and violence happening in the city, Orlando finally hit up the Metropolitan Bureau.
Bro, that was only fucking last year. When was it? Damn, bro, my birthday. January 13th, bro. Fucking hell, bro.
Hellcat with busted up legs. With all this death and violence happening in the city, Orlando finally hit up the Metropolitan Bureau of Investigations for help. They needed 18 different agencies to collaborate. And the tipping point, of course, was the infamous shootout at the Millennium Mall. If you want the city to act, do something where their money is at risk, in a public space with loads of businesses and wealthy people. On October 8th of last year, Orlando's luxury mall of Millennia was a scene of chaos as OPD officers responded to a shooting that broke out in the parking lot. It was 3 against 4, Glock 9 and 3 others versus 3 438 members. On surveillance video, you see the 438 guys leaving the mall, getting into a white BMW, and then rolling the car slowly, with shooters positioned behind the car doors, firing at Glock 9 and his people, who were taking cover behind their own car, with bystanders running everywhere as security rushed to evacuate the mall. And despite a hail of gunfire, nobody actually got hit. But now, the feds were getting more search warrants and surveillance.
But because it was at a shop, it was at such a local place where people go to buy shit. Like, it's a shop, you know? And as well, like, if there's a lot of people, like, I would hate to say it, but, you know, like, rich fucking people, you know, they'll bitch about it and be like, oh, well, this is a problem, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, motherfucker, you're only having a problem because it happened in there. You know, you're only having a problem because it's costing you money. You aren't even having a problem with it when it happens where they're from. You know what I mean? Like, in their area, in their streets, and all that shit. Like, that's the crazy part about how police and all that shit works, is that you had no problem when it was happening in the streets, but when it comes to costing you money, that's when you have a problem with it. It's like, oh no, we have to fix this shit. Like, we have to step in now. It's crazy. It's crazy how that shit works, bro. It's sad. It's sad and it's crazy how that works.
Than ever before, confiscating cell phones left and right, where they found people's internet history, how to turn semi-automatic guns into fully automatic guns easily, numerous Google searches on phones, looking up specific shootings that happened in the Central Florida area. Meanwhile, the police were meeting with confidential informants who knew all about the 438 gang, their members, their inner workings, everything. The informants told them of $60,000 hits being placed on people's heads and recommended the police act swiftly because more people were gonna die. And the rest, well, the rest of the story you know now. 34 people from 2 rival crews brought down in Operation X. And
34 fucking people, bro. Cause that's the thing, like they gotta make sure they, like I understand the whole point of a RICO case. They have to make sure that they can get everyone at once. You know what I mean? They can't just get like 2 or 3 people. They have to get everyone, and they have to make sure that like they have evidence and all that shit, because a RICO case is huge. It's not something that you can just, that's the thing though, like they need to have proof that they did this. They need to have so much evidence behind it that there can't be like a flaw. There can't be a flaw of like, oh okay, like this is wrong, la 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 la, like, you know what I mean? And it's crazy how all it took was the shooting at the shops to change that and be like, okay, yeah, these motherfuckers are gonna kill each other. They're gonna go to war, which they've technically already have for like the last couple of years. But it's like, nah, we gotta make sure that we get them. And yeah, it's crazy though. It's crazy how this shit's happening like in broad daylight, bro.
Before I let you go, people always ask me what beats are in the video. I've listed the fantastic producers in order in the description below. And for the intro beat, I teamed up with Chris Rich to make an ominous sound.
That's sick. But that's crazy though. That's crazy how this beef went from what it did. Yo, shout out to Trap Geek, bro. He's been dropping motherfucking sick shit. Just want to know when Mickey Mouse is gonna slide for Goofy. Damn. Like for real, bro. This is crazy though. When I think of Florida, 3 things come to mind: Wicks, Golds, and Haitians. Fucking hell. All right, man. All right. Let's move to another one. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for another one, bro?